Boom! He's here. Rise and shine, live and direct in flesh. Janik, your host, for another motivation morning. Of course, we stay motivated, we stay uplifted. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Give thanks for life. Another nice and not nice, another wonderful day ahead. Not nice. Nice is not such a nice word. If you look at the meaning of nice, you will realize that nice is not necessarily such a nice word. The meaning of nice, yeah. So today, awake yourself and claim your place. Awake yourself. That's a long journey. Awaking yourself. It's not something that happened overnight and after 2 3 hours of research. For sure, awaking yourself is something. It's a life commitment. I surely know now because I'm doing it. So, but I think it's something that you do. You must not avoid reality. If you want to awake yourself, you must not avoid reality. And this is what is happening. And many of us have checked out of our bodies, checked out of our lives, checked out of reality, checked out of everything. And basically just go like a leaf in the wind. Yeah, this is what's happening. So big up Ivar, I see you're in the chat. My sobro Ivar. So yeah, so avoiding reality, because avoiding reality in the long run will cost you a lot more than you can ever begin to think of. Some among us having the strength to ask such question, preferring the easy escape from life that is avoidance. Avoidance. That this is why also I think a lot of people don't awake their self to or try to remember who they are because they keep avoiding. They keep avoiding reality. They keep avoiding reality. So in that state of mind, if you always avoid the reality, come on, how do you want to be even for once in your life you must know who you are. Say, don't avoid the reality because in the reality you will find yourself too, your higher self. Yeah. They prefer to turn away from responsibilities or circumstances right in front of them. The social responsibilities, how do you want to call it? Yeah, social responsibilities. This is right in front of us. We could all take more initiative to bring something to the table, awake yourself and bring something substantial. To don't stop worrying if you belong and start to help. Just do your part. It's one big old consciousness and it's all about doing our part, playing your role and do your part. I didn't ask permission nobody before I start shining my light. I know I have to. It's something natural that I must do. If I want to return or remember a little bit who I am or who I was or even that. I don't even think that exists, but anyway. Uh yeah. So they remove themselves mentally, emotionally, and spiritually from the now, since engaging would involve hardship and unflinching self-examination. Because this is what it's going to bring you. The moment you start awaking yourself to a greater conscience, you're going to take a look in the mirror and you're going to want to know who that person is, who's hiding behind the mask, who's hiding behind the mask, and you don't want to avoid the reality in that sense. Boom! Wisdom is back. Yeah, you don't want to avoid the reality. And Don't remove yourself from the now. But this is what I think is also the reason why so many people have checked out of their lives, checked out of their bodies, is because they're very, very detached from the now. Very detached from the now. When once you live in the now, you live completely in the now, and you're like your whole self into it. You're especially this. The body can be in the now. The body's always in the now. It's your spirit, your mind, your brain, the muscle up there. That's not always in the now. So it's important to align everything in the now. Like stop, but also what keep us out of the now is also the fake life that we live. You know, the stress life that we live in society with the pressure of Babylon. That takes us out of the now completely because we're always worrying about time, time, time. Like it's always like, especially when you work in Babylon. I've done it for a long time. Uh, like in a shop. I'm talking working in a shop, and you become so scheduled. You become like a robot, basically like a robot. There's one month I've worked 29 days straight. 29 days straight, 12 hours a day night shift. I was becoming a robot at the end in the month of May. I worked the whole month of May, 12-hour shift, night shift. I did it. I said I'm going to do it. Yeah, I did it 29 days straight. I still remember. It left a scar on me. It left a scar on me, that experience, because I was like, yeah, very tired at the end. But this is not natural also, and this is what takes us. They have everything in society to really keep our mind trapped so we don't think, so we don't take time to think, because the moment we have a little bit of time to for ourselves, we're either distracted or we sleep because we're freaking tired. So because it's a lot, they have transformed us, and they have completely transformed the human being into a human doing. This is what we're supposed to be, philosopher. We're all supposed to be reflecting on our lives, things like that. Imagine if we would all be philosopher and reflect on our lives, existence, and come on YouTube and talk to the world. Imagine. Yeah, I can imagine it. I have lots of imagination. Yeah. So very important not to check out of our lives, check out of our responsibilities, and get up and do what you can where you are with what you have. It's not about coming out on YouTube, absolutely, but you can do what you can where you are with what you have and make a difference. We can all make a difference, whether it's impacting the people around us or the world. Even if you impact just the people around you, like just to make the life better of the people you live with, just that. But at the same time, these people will influence other people, and that's how we make a big monkey effect, and everybody wakes up. But it's a personal job also, waking up. Waking up is a personal thing. You cannot wake up anybody. They have to do the work by themselves. Bob said it, emancipate yourself from the mental slavery. Yeah. None but ourselves can free our mind. Yeah. For a reason. I've never understood that quote before the age of 40 years old, when I started to look inside the truth and all that. I never really understood the quote. I was listening to Bob like crazy, but never really paid attention to give attention to the lyrics enough to understand the magnitude of these words. Because just emancipate yourself from mental slavery. That means you're under mental slavery. Hello. So what is my? So then I started to research, but a bit late in my life. But there's never too late. Maybe it happened at the time it happened for a reason. Nothing happened for. Maybe I wouldn't have the strength at the time to digest all this, to be able also to be in a place of responding rather than reaction. Maybe this is what wait like to have done it at 40 years old. Maybe I bring something different than if I was 20 years old for sure. More experience, more of everything for life. Yeah. More greatness. Hold on. Fixing my light. Gonna put my leg up. Ah, that feels good. So yeah. No, I have to have my leg up often because of my knee. No? Me, I'm very I'm watching myself putting my leg up on the on the TV on the my computer because I have it there on the laptop in there. So yeah, self examination, self examination. But this is not. This required a lot of work. Self examination is not just a one time deal in the mirror and oh no, it requires a lot of it. First of all, it depends to what level you take self examination to. No? A lot of people can take it very lightly. It's like giving thanks for life. To what level are you giving thanks for life? Do you take it light or you give thanks for life in a way that you want to change the world? Like there's many different levels of interpretation and many different places in our life that we must give attention, but and not avoid reality. To the immature and unconscious person, it feels sane to avoid the hardships that life thrusts at them. It makes sense to remove their attention from circumstances that bring discomfort. This is what we're all doing. We're all avoiding the discomfort because we know we always prefer what's comfortable. We always want to do the less possible to have the maximum. This is pretty much everybody until you change your state of mind. There's ways you can change your state of mind and not be trapped in that kind of low vibration. Yeah. It feels sane to avoid the hardships. Yeah. It makes sense to remove their attention from circumstances that bring discomfort. It's easier to stop doing the hard task right in front of them, to disperse their attention onto multiple easier tasks. It is tempting to check out, to run, and to hide. But in doing so, we avoid life itself. This is why it's so crucial to wake up and so many people have avoid reality. This is and it's past it's even past the truth and past all this because it's you're avoiding reality. It's like this is your life. You're checking out of your life. The only sensory experience you can always ever have is life. And so many people have checked out. They don't give thanks. They don't give thanks. They just sad but true. So many brothers and sisters lost in the land of not perpetual twilight, but the land of confusion. Yeah. It is tempting to check out. That's it. The casualty, the casualty is our own presence and power. That's what we're gonna sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice in your life? What you're willing to sacrifice your own uh, power and presence? Like this is what we're all sacrificing here on the altar of Babylon. Our power and presence. Whether you want to see it or not, this is reality. Because not too many people are present in the moment. It's a lot of people are checked out from the present moment. And we would be able to change so much just by checking in. When we lack the courage or discipline to address what we must, our presence is never wielded and honed. And so life becomes devoid of feeling and happiness. Feeling and happiness, but this is what I think the problem is people think they will find happiness in material stuff. So happiness, what is happiness is a state of mind. And you must have a free mind. You must free your mind to have, I don't know, to me it goes together. What is really happiness? Is it really something that we can taste, touch, and smell? Not really, but it's something we can feel. And we can feel it when we align ourselves with pure vibration and joy and love. Joy, love, and happiness is all we need. Is all we need. Avoidance may be the best short-term strategy to avoid pain and conflict, but it's the best strategy for long-term to ensure suffering. To ensure suffering so much. Don't avoid what you resist will persist. Do not resist. All things must be dealt with, and now is the time to begin. It's a difficult conversation awaits with one's spouse, then the conversation should be at this day. A lot often we avoid also stuff in our everyday life, not to face it. We try to find all kinds of ways to avoid our responsibilities. And we do it in our personal life. So imagine when it comes time to world duty, how we avoid our responsibilities. I think it takes, I don't know what it takes, but it takes a very big amount of guts and drive to want to make a difference in the world, because you can feel so small compared to the rest of the people that are not awake, that you need to have so much strength, so much such a big vision, such a huge focus, because everything around is to take you out of focus. So very, very important. Yeah, very important not to avoid the uncomfortable, but this is what we do. We avoid everything that has to do with taking us out of our comfort zone. Free and motivated people do not neglect reality. Free and motivated people do not neglect reality. Do you see me neglect reality? No, I went and looked for the truth because I'm very, very motivated. And I want to free my mind. They meet difficulty with attention, seeing these as opportunities to test their faith, strength, and love. That's what I love. I love to test those things. And coming here live is allowing me to test these things a lot. For sure, there's it's not. I don't come here just to say I come here to for the sake to be popular. Like I really don't care about that. I'm past that, especially where I am in my life. I have a very low concern about being popular. Very, very much. I come here to inspire because that's what I intend to do before I uh, yeah, pass into another realm. Knowing that life is full of strife, but trusting in themselves and their path, they seek to handle whatever life demands of them directly and swiftly. Through practice, they learn to find comfort in the uncomfortable, and through mastery in life, we can learn from them. Let us never look hardship in the face and run. To do so is to tear ourselves from this world and this time, and to relinquish our growth and contribution in life. You know what? What? How much of ourselves are we gonna, sacrifice on the altar of Babylon before we wake up? Like, how many of us are suffering everywhere? It's terrible, and nobody's people checking out of their lives. Yeah, is there inattention to our roles? This is what's happening too. We're very, very inattentive to our roles. Being fully present in life not only means being observant and unfailing in addressing our realities, but also deciding to proactively choose our roles and behaviors each day. Each day, we must not avoid realities. What is that? I've been like that. I was avoiding reality for a long time until I decided, whoa, time to give attention to the role I have to play here. We all have a role to play, but so many have abdicated from life. They think anyway. This is the role and responsibility we are charged. Hold on. Yeah. In any given moment, we can play one or a combination of 5 vital roles. Inattention to these possible roles leads to a life without intention. But bringing our awareness to them helps us activate our full personal power in each moment. It brings purpose to our minds and activities. And purpose is the greatest bridge to now. Purpose is the greatest bridge to now. For sure. Yeah, we have created a government to take care of our responsibilities instead of us. This is the thing. We let other people govern our life, every aspect of our lives, even what we think. Pretty crazy. No? When you stop thinking about it, the way the people are going around and about in Babylon, you realize that it's pure mind control. They don't even, it's really mind control, and they don't even have to come and knock at your door. You do it on your own. Yeah, yeah. TVs and all the gadgets and the nonsense and the news and everything. It's a mix of everything together. Makes a big mind control thing. I don't know. People don't see it. You don't have to like it. Don't have to like it. Yeah. Speak my mind. You don't have to like it. Who says that? Quizzy. Yeah. Don't miss the Truban show this weekend. This is the role and responsibility we are charged. Yeah. The first role we can play in our lives is observer or the conscious viewer. The conscious viewer. This is the role and responsibility we are charged with through the gift of self-awareness. As observer, we can float above our reality and view the totality of who we are in life and the minutiae of how we are acting and reacting in the very moment. It is not a detachment from ourselves or the moment, but rather a careful observance of it, careful observance of the moment. Those who have mastered this role can make a decision and almost simultaneously evaluate whether or not it is the right decision. They can sense themselves doing, feeling, and thinking things and know if those things are authentic. Aha. Become the observer. They notice when they are making poor decisions, being rude to others, forgetting something important. They are vitally aware of themselves. They can sense a conflict brewing and feel their anger lifting, yet choose not to act on that anger. It is as though they have an internal dialogue. Yeah. We can learn to master this role by practicing self-examination. Several times throughout the day, we can ask ourselves, if I stop and hovered above my life, what do I see myself doing and why do I think I am doing that? Why am I feeling? What am I feeling right now? We can all ask these questions. When we grasp this idea of sensing ourselves, we become more connected to ourselves and our lives. This must be our goal. This must be our goal, for sure. The second role is the more proactive role as director of your life. Yeah. The conscious and intentional creator of our lives. If we can imagine life as a movie, then we can imagine ourselves as the one directing each scene and character within it. This world is mine. You don't have to like it. It's yours too. You should like it. It's yours. You should like it. This world is yours and mine. Wake up. The director calls all the shots and is the ultimate planner and authority on what each character is doing, why they are doing it, and what they are going to do next. The director chooses where to focus the camera in each second of filming. The director makes all well-reasoned choices about the characters in order to shape a compelling and meaningful story. Yeah. From this simple metaphor, we can draw much wisdom for improving our lives. Much wisdom for improving our lives. Big up wisdom. Yeah, so this is it. We must not check out. Mastering the role of the director requires us to be detailed in our intention for each scene in our story. If we are going out on a date with our spouse this evening, how do we want the scene to unfold? What kind of person do we want to be at the dinner table? This is all things we can control a lot, to have great days or better days, or we can choose the way we interact with people, the words we say, the words we use, the smile we put on our faces. This change all our lives. It's going to change our whole reality. If you think the world is a bad and terrible place and it's freaking hell, that's what you're going to have as a world. But if you think it's a paradise and everything is love, this is what you're going to see everywhere. This is what I see. Even though there's some people inside the movie that are very much programmed. But one by one, we're going to wake them up one by one. Playing the director of our own movie gives us the ability to choose our entire character in life's arc. While our character be strong or weak, noble or selfish, stressed or peaceful, fighty or grounded, will each of our days say something about who we are? And if so, what? If so, what? What will we demonstrate and become in the next scene of our lives? These are important questions, very important questions, but we must not avoid them. If we do not ask them, we fail to focus on the story of our lives and thus become lost within it. Worse, we become bit players in other people's stories. Yeah, I've done that. Casualties of the larger mass narrative that is a boring tale of conformity. So let us be more conscious. What shall our life story be, and how can we direct our thoughts and action to make that vision a reality? To make that vision a reality. Guardian. Yeah, guardian of your life. Yeah. The third role deserving our attention is that of guardian to our mind, body, and soul. Yeah. We must stand at the gates of our lives and protect ourselves from unwanted contaminant, negative information, people, and habits. Yeah. How often we fail in this role? We let such useless information tripe and stupidity into our minds. Many, many times. I've let that happen so long. No, not anymore. Nah. Terrible. This is the news media that pretends some ignorance and extremist view might enlighten us. The network that says the reality of a few entitled brats being filmed without filter might entertain us. The web page that cons us into thinking we are miserable without their product. From all this, we do not grow wiser but less informed, not entertained but numbed. Not wealthier but poorer. Everything we consume becomes part of us. All the useless factoids and scandals do nothing but take root in our psyche and emerge as stupidity and drama later on. Seeing people being pretty on television a million times makes us pettier. As guardian of our mind, we mustn't allow the trite and negative to enter so easily. Very, very important to be the guardian of your soul, mind, body, the whole thing. You've got to become a strong, strong guardian of yourself. We should be conscious of the information entering our minds. I told you that very often. Be careful what enter your mind. Starve all the distraction. Cut off the TV, cut off the news, cut off the radio, listen to music or people on YouTube that can inspire you to live your greatness. Or that, I don't know, something. If we set out to learn something, let us be purposeful about the source, seeking to feed our brain with positive, empowering information that moves our life forward, always forward. If we want to be entertained, let us choose the form of entertainment that would truly live in us. This, that would bring a depth of understanding or appreciation into our lives. In all cases, let us remain at our post as the protector of a healthy and vital mind. We must protect our mind, people. It's being attacked big time. Ease out. He will be back later on. Get stuff to do, so today will be a shorter one in the morning. But we must not avoid reality. We must awake ourselves and take our place and claim our place. This world is yours and mine. Speak your mind. Do your thing. Live your dream. Have goals when you wake up in the morning. Very clear, defined goals. Clarity is power. Rise and shine. Ease out.